Thank you guys for having me on. And Drunk Sports Combat, man. If you haven't heard, make sure you tell a friend. If you haven't seen, make sure you tell two people. Drunk Sports, man, the hottest new podcast on YouTube, man. And thank you guys again for having me also.
The main event last weekend. I know a lot of people got to talk about it. You know, it's Wednesday, so you know everybody jumped on it Monday and Tuesday, but it's the first time we've been on since then. Yo, Beterbiev, Caleb Smith, man. What can you say about Beterbiev, man? I'm watching this fight, and every time I see Beterbiev, I go, damn, he looked better than I seen him last time. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he pulls out a tool out of his bag every time I see him. You know what I'm saying? He's a little bit older, so everyone's waiting for him to age out. I feel like he's like just getting better with time, man. I almost think like his technique gets overshadowed by that massive power almost. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you seen him working that jab last week. Very impressive win over Caleb Smith on a pretty good card too. I mean, we were talking about that. It was a decent card. There was a couple of guys we liked on there. Caleb, listen, that's a really credible win, right? Caleb Smith is a really good fighter, and Caleb Smith ain't no slouch, man. So credible, really credible win. Beterbiev, like I said, gets better with time. We've seen him against Yard. Yard gave him a little bit of problems in spots. We've seen him against Kalen Johnson, dropped him. I think didn't he drop him with a he dropped Beterbiev that fight, right?
In the Yard fight.
He got dropped in the Yard fight? No, he got dropped in the no, who dropped him?
Was it Anthony Yardy?
I thought it was Cake Johnson. I thought Johnson dropped him. I might be wrong.
No, you might be right. I could be wrong. But he's always been down to, you know, the
But yeah. Anyway, good fight. I know y'all seen it. What y'all think of that fight?
Well, I want to defer to Dre right quick because you mentioned something, Cash, about not getting the credit for some of the technical aspects. And my question to Dre is Beterbiev, I need to know if I'm wrong. Is he able to put torque on them punches from short distance, or is it just that people is afraid of when that hammer's going to drop, that they kind of get hit by punches that don't seem to have a lot on them? Because he's able to kind of touch you with punches that don't seem like they hurt.
Right.
But is he putting torque on them from short distance, or is he people just afraid like they don't want to get touched at all? What is your opinion on that, professional?
Yeah, it reminds me of a Jun Choi, which we used to do in Wing Chun, which is a really short punch, and they're massive combinations of punches or a shoe shine, but he's really powerful with it. So it's a really good question. When you see these weights, they look really slow until they land that big bomb. Beterbiev, how you say it? Yeah, Butterbean. That's what I be wanting to say when I see it. But Beterbiev, he's got massive power and his technique is sharp. So you'll notice two things about him and David Benavidez. When they get close to you, their hands are real tight and they pop, and you can generate a lot of power without pulling all the way back or bringing it around or even, you know, so he's really putting destruction in
shots,
yeah, and they hurt. So for me, you mentioned the technique. I think that's what the biggest thing was about this fight, because Caleb is supposedly that boxer. He's that dude with the flash, and he moved pretty well.
Yeah, and he got some pop too. Caleb got a little pop. You know what I mean?
But didn't he just seem average when he was in there with Beterbiev? Because he could see everything. He went over the top of his jab with no problem, with takeaway shots. We talked about that last week. And then when he caught him with the hook, because he was check hooking every time he threw a jab, his face fell apart.
Yeah. He, you know, like, and this happened in the Yard fight. Was Johnson too, my bad. But this happened in the Yard fight and a couple other fights. You know, everyone starts off crispy, the technique that, you know, they're moving, and then, like you said, I mean, them little shots, them little regular shots that you would think are just regular, it's causing some pain. It's causing, wearing you down, which is crazy. But like Timothy Bradley said, technique falls by the wayside after like the third or fourth round. You know what I'm saying? That technique, you get sloppy, and then that's when. So he's like systematically breaking you down, and that's when you right for the picking. But I thought Caleb would do a little bit better, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But listen, shout out to Caleb Smith. He did what he had to do. Beterbiev is just different, man. And let me ask you this, because immediately what came to my mind and what came to everyone's mind after this was, are we gonna get this Bivol shit, right? And and I'm like, yo, I'm high on Bivol, right? As everyone is. And me being I like the boxer, I like the puncher too, but I'm more of the sweet science boxer guy. I don't know if Bivol, he's nice with it. He keep control the distance, and he's fast, and he has technique. Everyone, they always talk about the 1-2-1. When he was boxing Canelo up, but I'm not sure he got enough to really keep Beterbiev off him like that. Man, they're gonna have to get one of them fucking 34-foot rings. You know what I'm saying? For him to fly around, like one of them Caleb Plant rings against Benavidez and shit. You know what I'm saying? But listen, Beterbiev, Bivol, man. We're gonna get that. They're gonna undispute, right? Are they gonna undispute for that?
Well, that'll be undisputed.
Yeah. If you leave it up to Beterbiev, let's get it right? If you leave it up to him, he's saying, Bivol been saying for the last 5 years he's gonna fight me.
Yeah.
So I mean, and in the way Bivol just fought out in the Day of Reckoning,
yeah,
I think
who'd he fight? Lawson? Who'd he fight?
I can't even remember, but it wasn't.
I think he fought Lawson. Yeah.
No, that wasn't Frederick Lawson. That was who did he fight? Lyndon Arthur.
Lyndon Arthur, my bad. Yeah.
He fought Lyndon Arthur, out
yeah.
there, and he couldn't. And Lyndon Arthur ain't a get rid of kind of guy, but
no doubt.
When you just talk about what Beterbiev is able to do with the power, I think we're with Bivol with the jab, and he's a slick boxer. I think we need to be careful because Beterbiev might come in and use a lot more of his boxing technique to have his way with somebody we know is going to be coming in to be very conventional and working off the jab. So I think when somebody's going to basically give you a limited avenues to work with, as far as trying to make you come in and seek and destroy, you got to adjust. And I think we'll really get to see another level, because one thing he did, Beterbiev won the jab war. He won the jab competition against a guy that was much bigger than him.
Yeah.
And what that says is his footwork.
Yeah.
And his technique has to be his IQ in order to get in between and move around and get his punches over the top of the taller guy.
Right, he was rangier. Yeah.
Yes. Who's expected to hang his arm out there and kind of steer it. So Bivol is a smaller guy than Smith was, so he'll have less of an opportunity to control the fight with the jab, theoretically,
Yeah, I heard Paulie Malignaggi say he'd be punching through the guard like a hot knife in butter. You know what I'm saying? He'd be punching right through your guard. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But
let me ask both of y'all this: does because the only issue is, does Dimitri have enough power to hurt Beterbiev?
Yeah.
If he does, we think he's going to outbox him. But based on the skill level that we just saw him at, because Caleb Smith is supposedly, that's like I said, he's supposed to be that slick boxer.
Mm-hmm.
So if we compare Dimitri Bivol to a Caleb Smith, is Bivol's boxing leagues above that? Because when he sparred with Benavidez said all he's got is a good 1-2.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think he does. I don't think he has enough power to keep, because he got to be able to keep Beterbiev off him, and I don't think he does.
Or be perfect.
He couldn't stop Canelo.
Yeah, so the 1-2 will be effective, but it will only last like you said, Cash. It'll only last as long as he can withstand the power. Now, when you said, he's supposed to be, the better boxer or than Caleb Smith or the superior boxer, man, and thinking about that, I don't know, because the size and even going to the body, like Bivol is not necessarily a body puncher, and that's what kept Smith in the game.
Yeah.
At least he was going to the body a bit, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just don't see a world where Bivol is able to stop Beterbiev without going for broke. And that's what made that yard loss to Beterbiev is looking much better.
Yes.
Because it was the most, from what we saw, either that or Marcus Brown.
Marcus Brown, no doubt.
Those were the most competitive fights that I've seen against Beterbiev.
Yeah.
And the strategy was, Marcus Brown was like, make it rough, clinch, 1-2, try to get ugly. But Beterbiev was able to separate, and then Marcus Brown realized he was letting Beterbiev get too close to him. He was walloping his ass. That shit wasn't good. And he was ending up, where does everybody fail with Beterbiev? Ending up with your back on the ropes.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, the off fight, because he pounded Joe Smith out. Pause. You know what I'm saying? The Marcus Brown was competitive. Who did he fight to? I'm trying to see this box.
Shoot, even when he did Kovalev dirty, if he gets you on them ropes, he runs Street Fighter combos off, and that's the issue, and that pretty much changed the fight to Caleb. Okay, you're in the fight, you're boxing, because Buddy McGirt was on him, and Buddy McGirt had the game plan right. The problem is you hitting him with all you got, and he ain't moving, he ain't feeling you. It's something in the ice cream in Russia or the yogurt. So Beterbiev was like, I ain't something. It don't matter what you coming with. Yeah, it's not your night. And if he decides that, and your power is not enough to keep him at bay, you're fooled. And that's the question. Is there a fork already in Bivol after watching Caleb Smith box him, hit him with the body shots? The game plan was what you want to do to beat him, and he didn't even come close.
He might, if he can't get the Bivol fight, he might have to move up.
That yard loss is looking better and better, because when he was hitting Beterbiev with some joints, and he's just make him like, yo, you have to kill me in this ring today. He almost died that
night. He had a couple of moments where he was doing very well.
Yeah, and we only found maybe 2 or 3 rounds, 4 tops to give to him, but it was so competitive because it was moments where you didn't have no strategy other than to hit this motherfucker and keep him up off you.
Yeah,
like literally, that's all he could do. And if he could get Beterbiev to take a step back, that gave him more time.
And Yard's a little more athletic. He's a little, he's quicker, a little bit of, I think Yard moved up. Did Yard move up? Yard went to.
He was talking about moving up to cruiser if they can get him the Jay Opataya fight. He's looking for money at this point. I don't blame him.
I like that fight. I like that. Yard Opataya? I like that. I sign for that right now.
I'm there for that.
I sign for that right now.